Hi, it's MacKenzie, and today's class is not a traditional yoga practice. Instead, it's going to be something that I found really useful in my personal practice to complement yoga. And so, what we're going to be doing today is a leg focused pyramid strength training. It's simple and it's short, and that's why I really enjoy this style of training. What we will be doing is working through 3 different exercises, moving through full range of motion, and then as active rest, holding the posture. So the first one that we'll be working is a squat and a squat hold, or in yoga better known as malasana. The pyramid part of this practice is the amount of reps that we'll be doing. So we'll be starting with 1 repetition, then we'll use our squat hold as our active rest for 10 seconds. Then we'll move to 5 reps. Again, active hold for 10 seconds, up to 10 reps, resting for 10 seconds actively, back down to 5 and 1. So working our way up and then back down. This will go by very quickly. So let's go ahead and begin. I'll show you first what I want from your squat position. Depending on your hip mobility will depend if your feet can go parallel or toes can be slightly rotated out. You'll bend the knees and sit the hips all the way down as low as you can. I'd like you to try to get the hips the same height as the knee. If you can go lower, great, without using your hands for support. And then all the way up. That will be our 1 rep. For our active rest, we'll be holding that squat position, which 10 seconds might feel like a bit of torture. So let's go ahead and I'll find a standing position. Find a comfortable place for your hands. For me, it's in front of my heart, so my arms aren't doing something awkward. We're going to start with that first rep, all the way down, all the way up. Then you'll find the bottom range of your squat that you can hold actively. If you have the flexibility to go deeper, but you're not activating, try to lift up a little bit out of that position. My legs start to talk to me pretty quickly here. Good. Last 2. 1 coming all the way up, going into the 5 reps. So we've got 5, all the way up. As you come up, try to squeeze the glutes. 4. It helps if you actively root down into the heels. Last 2. 1 more, all the way up, and then back down into your squat hold for 10 seconds. Remembering to breathe. This is where your yoga practice complements your strength training, is remembering the breath. Last 2. 1, all the way back up. Here's the 10 reps going down for 10, 9, 8, 7. If you need to move slower, do. Good. Halfway, you got 5, 4, 3, 2 more. Last 1, all the way down and up, and then unfortunately back down to that 10-second hold. The good news is that we're on the downhill part of the pyramid. You've got 5 seconds. 2, 1, all the way up. We've got 5 reps going down for 5, 4, 3, last 2, and 1 more, all the way up, down, last active rest. After this 10 seconds, you just have 1 more squat, and then we get to let them go for today's practice. Last 5, 3, 2, 1, all the way up. And then just 1 rep for me, down and up. Good. My quads are burning. I'm sure yours are too. You can give the legs a nice little shake out. The second exercise we'll be doing is bridge. So we'll come down onto the mat. It's going to be the same rep scheme. So 1, 5, 10, 5, 1. The active rest is just going to be your bridge hold. So our alignment, coming down to our back. Feet are hips width apart. You can reach back and kind of feel out for your heels. Depending on your proportions will depend how close your feet get to your butt. Comfortably, listen to your knees. You'll root the feet down and the hips will lift up. In our yoga practice, this is a back bend, right? And we'll tend to arch up a lot. We're going to be using it for a glute and hamstring strengthening exercise. So you'll lift up enough that your shoulders, hips, and knees are about in a straight line. So you'll get that nice squeeze. The lower glute maximus fibers will engage to help lift the hips up. So that's what we'll be doing, holding actively at the top for our rest. I say rest in air quotes because, as I'm sure you already experienced, there's not much resting that happens. Take a breath. We've got that first rep, lifting the hips up, all the way down, then back up for our 10-second hold. Making sure you're not collapsing into your neck, rooting the back of the head down into the mat to help maybe lift the hips a tiny bit higher. And last 3, 2, 1. The hips will lower down. We've got 5 reps, lifting the hips up and down, nice and smooth. 4. Last 3. 2 more. Last 1. Hips will go up, all the way back down, then up for our hold. 10 seconds here. See if you can imagine your heels squeezing towards your butt, and that will activate the hamstrings a little bit more. Last 3, 2, 1. Lowering the hips down. Good. Here we go. 10 reps coming up for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, halfway there, 4, 3, last 2, and 1. The hips will lower, then right back up for your hold. In your hold, maybe thinking about as if there was a block between the inner thighs, squeezing the inner thighs in towards your midline. 5 more seconds, maybe lift the hips just a tiny bit higher. Last 2 and 1. The hips will lower down. We've got 5 reps. You've got it. 5 and 4. My glutes are on fire. 3. Last 2. 1 more. You'll go all the way down, then back up. Last 10-second hold here. You just have 1 more rep. You can do it. Maybe just a tiny bit higher. Last 3, 2, 1. The hips will lower. Last rep. Back up and down. Draw the knees in the chest. That might feel like a stretch in and of itself. And rock yourself up. So we're going to do one last exercise. We're going to do lunges with a goddess or horse pose active rest. So it's crescent lunge. Depending on your knees will kind of depend what this will look like. You can either, I'm going to give you options for this one. You can either step forward and lunge, or you can do a reverse lunge. I'm going to be doing the reverse lunge for today. I find that it's a bit kinder on my knees than the sheer force going forward of stepping forward. It's not that that's bad, it's just what I'm going to show today is the reverse lunge. So same rep scheme, 1, and unfortunately for this, 1 is 1 on each side. So it's the last bit of work. You're doing awesome. So starting with the feet together, I'll step the left foot back and up, right foot back and up. That's 1. And we'll go into our horse or goddess hold. The toes will rotate out, heels in, bending the knees. We've got 10 seconds. Try to sit down deep into this, as deep as your body allows, but trying to stop about hip and knees align with one another. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Coming up. We've got 5 on each side of our lunges. Stepping back. We've got 5, 5, nice and controlled. 4, 4. You got about 90-degree angles with both legs as you do your lunges. That's 3. Got 2 more on each side. Last 1 on each. Right into that horse stance. Sitting down for 10 seconds. This is a good time to reconnect with the breath. Last 3, 2, 1. Coming up. Here we go. 10 on each leg. We got 10, 10, 9. This is the last big rep set. It's all downhill after this. If your balance is off because your legs are tired, just slow it down. Got almost there. One more on each leg. I'll meet you in horse. 10 seconds here. Use your breath to slow the heart rate down. 3, 2, 1. Coming up, we've got 5 lunges on each leg. Here we go. 5. 5. Good news, only 1 more active rest hold. 3, 3, 2, 2, 1, and 1. Last horse hold. You got 1 rep of each lunge, then we'll be done. Feeling those legs burn. Last 3, 2, and 1. Coming up, 1 rep on each leg. You've got it. And we're done. Last 1. Coming up. Give the legs a nice little shake out. Maybe a little massage. Fantastic work today, you guys. Thanks for joining me in some leg strengthening movements.